I'm in the mountains of Italy. Wanted to update you on the Vipassana retreat. A couple days ago, it was actually the first full day. I made a video saying, okay, interesting. I'm not sure if it's for me, but we'll see. Okay. Now it's day 5, full day 5. Well, it hasn't fully ended day 5, but it's been 5 days. And things started getting pretty interesting, very interesting this morning. Also really interesting last evening. Yeah, I talked to the teacher. The teacher is the monk from Malaysia. And I said that I was a little tired and uptight that morning. It was day 3. And I asked him some questions about no self, and because I've had some experiences where there's been pretty clear that there is no body here. Not even in, it was actually, the strongest one was in the city. I was talking to a friend, and then it was in the opera hall. No people there, no, even though there were people walking by. I mean, I knew there were people, but there were no personal essence inside of them, and in me, nobody here. Okay, very strange if you haven't been introduced to that topic, or if you haven't experienced it before. And I talked about this teacher with my challenges around that. Said that I really felt an existential sadness, and another time I felt like my heart was gonna just explode. And I felt it was too much responsibility, that if there's nobody here, then what am I then? This is going on. Am I the, if we're the same I, all of us, then that's a lot of responsibility for that one I, that one consciousness, okay? Awareness. So he said, yeah, the mind does a lot of weird things. He said, yeah, the mind does a lot of strange things. That's what his answer was, because I wondered how to make that pass, how to make that change. So what I took from that is, okay, yeah, the mind does a lot of weird things. So all I can really do is literally just watch what happens. What happens. My whole total field of experience is I sort of have no say in it. I can't control what's happening now. If you notice, it's pretty hard to do something else than what is happening now. It's pretty it's impossible. So I just decided to, okay, now I'm just going to let things be as they are. In meditation, and whatever this mind says, does, feels, senses, experiences, it's what it is. I'm just gonna be letting it fly by. So then it got pretty interesting, because I sat down cross-legged, which is painful for me because I'm a stiff old football player, very stiff hips. So yeah, sat down in the cross-legged position, and then just feeling pain in my hips in the end of the sit. And then I just watch these painful sensations in my hips. They're just popping up, bubbling up, okay? A little bit on the right up hip, and maybe one sensation, painful sensation, on the upper thigh, on the left leg. And it goes much faster than I can speak about it. but it like all over, my field of awareness. Okay, and I just ask myself, where do these happen? These sensations. Okay, my hip is hurting. I could say that, and I could think that. But these sensations, where do they actually occur? Do they occur in my hip? Do they occur in my brain? Okay, these are sensations. They're not actually tangible. Okay, so where are they? And the answer is this, and I've experienced this. I mean, I know this. A classic Vipassana 101 is like sensations come and go, and they don't last, and they have no self in them. We do tend to cling on to them, but there's nothing we can do. Everything is impermanent. Okay, and so I see this sensations just flying by in the space somewhere. These painful sensations, and it was just like, of course, yeah, of course. It's nothing new to me, but I tend to forget. I tend to get locked into this body, and here's me, and this is my pain. Take it personally, which multiplies the suffering amount. But in this moment here, I woke up a little, and that became my mindset now. Okay, now I'm just going to perceive sensations as they are, naked. Stop telling stories and stories about how I'm doing in the practice. I do that too, even to this day. I mean, now I do that as well. But that became my mode. So now I'm just gonna perceive reality, perceive my senses fully, my experience fully. This is what you learn in mindfulness. That's all it is, just sense things fully. And also in my mushroom trips, probably the most loudest teaching I've received from mushroom, psilocybin, is experience things fully and in the body with your senses. Okay, the mind is not really, it's stories, it's fantasy, we go there to our mind because we don't want to experience it. It's easier to just go up here and tell a story about how things probably are, how that person probably is, what that person probably is thinking, instead of really feeling in our bodies our own resistances. These have sensations, and we can feel them in our bodies. And if we don't feel them, we go to our minds and we judge, and judgment leads to more and more terrible things. We judge ourselves, and suffering. So that became my mode. Okay, that's my only goal with this practice now. Just going to perceive sensations come and go as they are. Okay, pain, colors, smells, sounds, and I'm just going to listen to this symphony and watch this play out. And that turned out to be a good thing. That's Vipassana 101, but it's easy not to do. It's easy to go in story mode. Like, what am I doing here? Is this working? How far am I in the awakening process? It felt just great the first day, actually, that I realized this, the evening. I was like, oh yes, I think I get it now. I get it. And I just need to serve this thing here more. Just perceive with the body. That became my mantra. And I felt better and better, felt more and more close and present. I felt just spread all over the floor. Because the more you really perceive, the less I there suddenly is, and the less difference there is between you and the things you see around. So you sort of see your own self around everything, because there's, instead of you being just here now, since you're feeling just sensations, you're this is just one interesting field of experience. And in the evening, I felt very concentrated during one meditation especially, and I felt very, very close to something mind-blowing, literally. I felt like a swordfish, you know, like this swordfish just swimming through space really fast. So I asked myself, well, what should I concentrate on now with all this concentration here? I better use this wisely. So I was like, the self. Concentrate on the self. What is concentrating here? Who wants to be enlightened? Who wants to be famous? Who wants to be rich? Who wants to be a victim? Who wants to hold on to negative feelings? Who wants to be really, really charismatic and happy? But then the concentration faded away eventually. So that was that. But it was something close to something very, very profound. And a more important thing, this morning, I was sitting cross-legged, just really in the mode of perceiving my physical sensations in the body. And oh, how wonderful it turned out. It started a little painful, but even the little pain that I felt, it was, I just perceived it really, really closely, with mindfulness, just close presence. And then it came to this really, really wonderful, it's not even a place. I just realized how wonderful it is to actually feel the body, feel the sensations. That's the art of life, I think. And that's literally the name of a book about Vipassana, the art of life. Vipassana is an intensive meditation style, often done in longer retreats, like 10 days or more, sometimes a week, like this originally is. I might extend. And it teaches you the very, very basic art of life, which is to really sense your experience, really live. And that's how you wake up from suffering, ego, victimization, is to really feel, own your experience, really sense it. And yeah, stick to the body at first. Just stick with that. That's what I'm sticking to now. And I just felt bubbling joy, and told the teacher about this. He said, wow, that's great for being the first retreat. So are you gonna extend? I might extend, because here on these retreats you have momentum, and you can get really useful insights when you're concentrated and have that focus, momentum. It takes a while to build up, so I might do that. So yeah, in the beginning of the retreat, there was, just to sum up, there was I was not sure. Now I think I'm very glad I'm here. And then just continuing the process. We'll see if I extend or not, but the most important thing is really sensing what's around me. I mean, what's in me happening, in my sensory experience, touch, taste, feel, and so forth. Okay, talk to you soon.